Yep. Yep. Yep.
Like that?
Yep. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Hey, I've Got an Idea Show.
Yes.
My name is Luke Lessashamed Williams, and this is my brother.
Yes, it is. Yes, that is your name.
And who are you?
I'm your brother.
Who are you?
Don't you remember me?
Who are you?
I'm Mason Tailsteak Williams.
Ah. So we should make something, huh?
We could.
We could, I mean, that's sort of the idea. If you haven't listened to this podcast before, that's how this is going to work. We are going to, with our conversation with each other here, we are going to determine a new invention.
Yep.
And today, it shall be...
What's our thing?
A new dating sim.
Oh, snap.
Okay, so...
Oh, shit.
Oh, and one other thing I'm going to mention, too. For this one, I've got something a little special planned.
Oh, fuck.
We've got an expert who we're going to get on the horn a little bit later.
Oh, gol darn it.
Yes,
consarn it.
Oh, yes, goldern it and consarn it. That is going to be exciting. But that's going to be later on after we've actually got something to sort of pitch to him.
We don't have that now.
Yeah, he's going to be the icing on the cake to this baby.
We're just going to get him in there and spread him on top. Well, we got to cool off first. But then we're going to spread him on top of our heads. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be festive.
It will.
We're going to use him to write the word happy birthday. And then we're going to put a candle in him.
Yes. And that will, it's important that we cool our heads.
Yeah, because, I mean, otherwise you're just, you put it on and then, the internal fats sort of melt. And you wind up really with more of a glaze.
Have you seen, melty icing? You can always tell it just looks really amateurish.
Yeah. I've seen that. You know why I've seen that? Because I've done that.
Yeah, so just don't do that when you're frosting your scalp.
Let the cake or whatever you're spreading icing on cool first. Like if it's a ham, let the ham cool down. If it's your head, you're going to want to cool down your head. If it's like a crash test dummy, make sure it hasn't been out in the sun.
I'm sorry, I'm still kind of hung up on frosted ham. That is I mean, it sounds, I would try it.
You're goddamn right I would try it. Frosted ham? Are you kidding me?
So, in this dating sim,
when's the next time we're getting together? I mean, we should
frost a ham? Dude, I'm watching my diet now.
Well, fuck that. We're going to make a ham. We're going to bust out the buttercream. We're going to do this.
Okay, so in our dating sim, you can date a frosted ham? Or, we got to get on point here.
Okay, right. Yeah, dating sim. Okay. So, what is the number one problem with dating sims today?
Dating sims have too many people in them.
Hell yes. We need to find a way to have that emotional connection and have that titillation, perhaps, have that engagement without having all that, people. They're bad. People are bad.
Okay, hang on a second. I'm actually onto something here.
I love it. Yes, run with this.
Okay.
It's clearly not a joke. By all means, run with it. This is a good idea. Yes.
So, just so that I have your frame of reference for where you're coming from with this, did you play Honey Pop or see Honey Pop or anything?
I have eaten honey.
No, man. Please tell me you've, caught some of Honey Pop's spread here.
I have spread honey on popcorn.
You're missing what I'm getting at here. Honey Pop was probably the biggest dating sim of the last, 5 years or so.
You're speaking Martian. I have no idea what you're talking
dude. About. Okay. All right, so
I don't have to play dating sims. I'm married.
Fair. First off...
It's great. You should get on it.
No pressure.
Go find your girlfriend right now. Pop the question.
She might listen to this.
Get her a ring and a frosted ham.
I can't marry her. She'll know it was just your suggestion. Thanks. So,
okay, bake the ring into the ham. Wait for the ham to cool, frost it, and then when she goes to eat the ham, she'll be like, oh, what's this hard thing in my frosted ham? Surprise, the ring. You're down on one knee, and you're like, hey, girlfriend, I like it. I'm putting a ring on it. Also, have you played Honey Pop? Because it's really influential. And she's going to be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
No,
I've never heard
she
of this
knows
before.
about Honey Pop too. Because
you are the only person who knows about this thing.
She also is not living under a rock and has heard about Honey Pop. I know this.
Right.
Okay, so I actually want to talk about Honey Pop for a second because it's actually pretty cool. So,
okay.
Honey Pop is your same usual, you're trying for all these same girls at the same time sort of thing, where you got dialogue trees and they will sort of drop some subtle info about like their favorite foods or
can I try for some dudes?
Can you try for some dudes? Is that what you asked?
Yeah, no, you're like, oh, you got to try for all these women at the same time. And it's like, that's great. I love that. Can I also get some dudes?
Okay, for this particular game, no, you can't. However, you can play as a woman. And the reward images will change slightly based on that, which is kind of cool.
Just slightly? Really?
Because it doesn't actually feature you as the protagonist, but more the outcome of you and your parts. So, and
I love my parts.
Me too. Okay, so anyway,
you love my parts?
Let's move on.
Okay.
It has those dialogue trees sorts of things, but then when you actually go on a date, it turns into a match 3 game, and it's got puzzle elements, and you're trying to match 3 different like attributes together. So like there might be gifts or affection or I don't know, compliments. I might be making this up partially, but you also don't want to match the 3 that are like the bad thing, because that will like bring your points down, and you want the date to be successful to move on to like the next phase of, you know.
Okay, so you're matching good things and you're trying to avoid matching bad things because then you like accidentally insult them or whatever.
Right. Point being,
you can't play it off as negging.
Point being, it like legitimately was a fusion of 2 genres, and it did so I won't say seamlessly, it did so well. It's a good game. All right. And even people that don't like dating sims should probably give it a try because it's interesting.
Good stuff.
Another thing I'm going to touch on real quick is that Matt Pat did a thing on game theory a while ago about does playing dating sims make you potentially a better lover? And,
oh my God, no.
No. The conclusion was actually sort of kind of yeah.
Oh my God.
And like one of the big reasons being, when women are dropping hints about specifically Honey Pop, this is the example proposed, is that when they're dropping hints about things that they like, and then later on when they're essentially quizzing you on those things, or you have to be smooth and present those things, you need to pay attention to what they're saying and save that info for later.
Okay.
So, you know, even though that's like boring, mundane shit, it might actually sort of rewire your brain a bit to pay attention to when women actually say mundane shit.
Okay, so rewire your brain to pay attention when other people talk. Okay.
Right. So, point being, that's sort of interesting all on its own, but this is me just sort of talking cool about Honey Pop.
Okay, so can I say what I like about this and what I don't like about this? Okay, what I like about this is the idea of taking some other genre of game and making that the mechanic of like scoring points in your sim. So it doesn't have to be like it doesn't have to be a puzzle matching game. It can be any other sort of game, like
pretty much
perhaps even different segments. Like you could have a rhythm part of the game, you could have an action part of the game, a platforming part of the game, and whatever, like however many points you get there, that's how much they like you now. That's great.
Well, okay, here's okay. No, sorry, I want you to finish your point first, and then I got something else.
Okay. What I don't like. Talking to people is bad. I don't play games to, like, I would not want to play an action video game in which I had to actually stand up or make punching motions. That's exercise, and exercise is bad. In much the same way, when it comes to a dating sim, I don't want to have to pay attention to people talking because that's deeply uncomfortable.
All right, you clearly haven't run a Let's Play channel before where doing, like, character voices and consulting chat for the next dialogue tree decision and stuff like that is most of the personality you can actually give to a game like that.
Okay.
All right, point taken. That is the part that is sort of least attractive about a dating sim.
Okay.
You see, I was hoping to potentially have it still be a fusion of the dating sim dialogue tree stuff, maybe stats for, you know, your charm and whatever else, and then mix in one other thing which is just totally outside of the norm for any kind of dating sim whatsoever. But here's the other concept that I had. All right, when we were starting off the top and talking about only one person and just too many people in dating sims, Honey Pop, you're trying for, like, prospectively up to 10, 12, something at the same time.
Right.
And those are all, you're working on your side girls, right? But what do you call it? I guess your bae when it's like your main squeeze.
A wife. I have one.
I mean, I guess, but okay. What about an arranged marriage dating sim?
Oh, yes! Oh, I am so in favor. Oh my, you done changed the game. You flipped it on its head, son.
So your choices are essentially, do you stay with the tradition of this decision and play it, you know, conservative, and obviously she will be the harder one to love. That's the hard mode thing. But then there are seductive affair possibilities.
Okay. I'm into it. You've got me hooked. Now reel me in.
So this is sort of infidelity as the main big temptation, but it's one thing to have it be a story, an optional story thing. The gameplay could actually make it easier and incentivize giving in and giving up and going into temptation. But how would we do that? What would the other genre be?
Okay, but can I hit you with the twist though? Like, if you do stick with your assigned lover and, like, you don't get this until, like, hours and hours into the game, but once you get her or him to warm up enough and you're like, okay, I guess being arranged to be married to you isn't so bad, and, like, you get those points of warmth, then all of a sudden, secret freak.
All right.
Like, freak in a good way.
All right.
Right? So you're, like, thinking, oh, this is the conservative angle. This is the morally, I'm going to go along with tradition and I have to, you know, marry this person I'm supposed to marry. And then, secret freak. And it's like, oh, well, goddamn.
All right. Okay. I like that idea.
You just like the way I said secret freak.
Not really, actually. So, okay,
Okay.
Here's another thing that I'm sort of interested in, and this was before I thought of the arranged marriage angle, was I was interested in the concept of you basically get to pick one of a couple girls off the top, and then it's like completely different storylines, but it isn't the choice of girl. It's like you are essentially playing a bunch of different games, like different stories altogether.
Like in order to seduce one of them, it's a rhythm game. In order to seduce the other one, it's like Crash Bandicoot. And you have to beat Crash Bandicoot.
I just want to highlight this as a perfect example of how on the pulse of current gaming my brother is.
Admit it, you were thinking Crash Bandicoot.
That Crash Bandicoot is like a go-to.
With his jorts. Big ass jorts.
He did have jorts. I didn't think of the word jorts in...
They're like mid-shin, but they're still jorts.
Oh boy. So, Dating Sim has, you know, you have your correct answers and your incorrect answers. Could you be so careless of a lover that your wife leaves you?
I'm going to say yes. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say it's fairly easy. Like, you just
okay,
have
so what
to
if we
be
just
enough of...
called it horrible wife, but then...
No, you're the one who is horrible. You're the horrible spouse. Also, can we not peg down genders, please?
Okay, normally...
I want to be arranged to be married to a dude.
But name me a culture where that happens.
All of them?
I don't know where to go with this.
Okay,
You're making this very difficult for me.
Let me throw you a curveball here. Let me take you in another direction.
We didn't have enough curveballs.
I'm gonna reference a dating sim, okay? And I want to know if you've played this dating sim, okay? Like I'm not the only one who's lived under a rock. I want to see if you have played this game, okay? Are you ready?
Yes.
Have you played Hatful Boyfriend?
Oh, okay, fair. Technically, no. I have seen it played though.
Okay. So can we introduce the concept of dating something other than hominids?
Oh, sure. I would absolutely love to do that.
Okay.
But okay, are we
Can we date the fish man from the new Legend of Zelda?
What?
The fucking hot-ass red shark dude that everyone's got boners for right now. Nintendo will let us use him, right?
I mean, I'm sure it's not going to be an issue. Do we know what his name is?
Absolutely not. I haven't played Honey Pop. You think I got a Switch? Come on.
We actually just got our Switch. I'm going to play.
Fuck you.
I'm going to play it later. Red Fish Man.
Eat
breath
a dick.
Of
Switch. Fuck
wild.
You.
Shark Prince. Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, no, fucking hot ass shark dude that everyone has got boners the size of their Switches for. Like they like the Switch actually makes you take out your boner,
so
compare it to the size of itself before it let you continue.
It's Prince Sidon, and it's I think it's Azora or something. And yes, people are super horny for him, but it's Prince Sidon. He's a shark prince.
Okay, so he's one of the... Can we be arranged to be married to him?
Okay, but here's the thing.
It's a great idea.
So you're gonna pick your gender off the top,
right?
And then because we're already in an arranged marriage to fucking Prince Sidon, I suppose it doesn't...
No, we're arranged to be married. The ring is not on the finger yet.
Right.
The ceremony is in like 90 days.
Okay.
And his species, like, they're the ones that have arranged the marriage. This is a peace treaty thing. We're of the land walkers. And, like, in order to broker a peace treaty with the sea fuckers, they need... to put a ring on it, and like we were selected, and Prince Sidon is going to make us his main squeeze for the sake of peace between our peoples.
So now I'm wondering if like you were talking about this companion, our spouse, becoming secret freak.
Secret freak.
And I mean I was considering doing the voice, but you do it so well that okay.
Secret freak. Secret freak.
Here he comes, Prince Sidon, secret freak.
Secret freak. Here I come. That's what he says walking down the street. No one can tell it's him because he's got a gimp mask on, but he's just like, secret freak, here I come, secret freak, don't look at me.
Dum-de-dum, secret freak.
And then, like, he ducks down an alley, comes back out again, exact same look, but without the gimp mask, and everyone's like, oh, where'd secret freak go? Oh, your prince ship. So glad Secret Freak was just here. And he's like, Secret Freak, and I missed him again. Yeah.
Classic Secret Freak.
Yeah. I just assume that's how all BDSM goes.
With anonymity?
Well, what do you think gimp masks are for?
So, okay. Prince Sidon. We are arranged to be married to Prince Sidon.
We have to marry Prince Sidon for the sake of peace between our people.
For political reasons.
Yes.
And we're like not feeling it, but then if we go through with it, the extra perk is Secret Freak.
Yes.
But all the while, we're getting tempted by these Zoras. These like
seductive... I don't want any more Legend of Zelda shit.
But we're in the universe already. We're just gonna transplant Prince Sidon and everyone else is human?
Well, in much the same way that Mario went to New Donk City, I think we can bring Prince Sidon to Chicago, the Windy City.
Takes place in this arranged marriage to a fishman takes place in Chicago.
Then we can have the tie-in with Perfect Strangers, which I believe took place in Chicago.
Mason, please, yes. Please, no more curveballs.
Cousin Balky or Cousin Larry. No, you get the choice of either of them.
No more.
And they're both trying to tempt you away from Prince Sidon.
Mason, no more curveballs, please.
I wouldn't call it a curveball exactly. I mean, that's the logical progression, if you ask me.
There's reinvention, and then there's, I don't know.
Well, I mean, what's Bronson Pinchot doing these days?
Let's just take out. We have to still present this in a few minutes to our expert guest, and I don't need Perfect Strangers in here.
You don't want a little PS in the mix.
That's too rich of a medley.
Okay.
You're adding you're looking at my bean salad and adding some noodles and then some crackers and.
Well, I mean, sometimes that works, like frosting on a ham. You don't know it until you try it.
I will grant you, I do not know what frosted ham tastes like.
I'm gonna find out.
Let's do our best to make this package as attractive as possible, not unlike the Sharkman's package, undoubtedly. Who is seducing us away from the straight and narrow of our arranged marriage to a Sharkman?
Okay, well, seducing us away from that straight and narrow. Can we get Crash Bandicoot?
What if it was just other mascot-esque characters?
What's the Philly Fanatic?
Yes, the Philly Fanatic, Crash Bandicoot.
That snout, though, man. I mean, damn. The things I could do to that snout.
It's sort of like the Trunk People.
Like
from Rick and Morty, like Trunk People being the perfect third person in an arrangement.
The Snorks.
The Snorks also have trunks. Are you suggesting they also seduce us away?
I'm saying they're a collective hive mind, and I would love to be seduced by a collective hive mind of 2-inch tall aquatic Snorks.
Okay, so
that are just all over me.
What if this was
we are one consciousness and we find you attractive?
What if this was you can write in your own storyline with your own art and your own.
Oh my god! Oh, dude! Okay, draw something.
Yes.
That, but you can draw whatever and then you can seduce it.
Okay.
I am thinking of the right video game, right? Where the one where you write in any noun and it'll make it.
Are you thinking of Scribblenauts?
There we go. Yeah, Scribblenauts. Thank you. I'm sorry. I was thinking of the entirely wrong video game.
Okay.
Scribblenauts, but make it a dating sim. You can seduce literally any noun.
Okay. But, okay. So that's good for that other noun thing, and I like that. But the challenge is to avoid the temptation and the seductors. Or
right.
whoever.
So, I mean, we've got our main guy, and then, let's get that random noun generator that No.
I've got it.
Okay.
This is a 2-player game. The world's first 2-player dating sim. And it really comes down to the person that is sending you seductors and seductresses.
They're just trying to fuck you up, and meanwhile, you're like, no, I must stay strong for my shark prince.
Exactly. And I
need to unlock the secret freak.
I'm going to go ahead and say that that's like the base template, because obviously it is. But maybe you can sort of switch out that arranged marriage person too. Because it's really, the infidelity.
Other Nintendo properties, or?
Well, I mean, it's really the infidelity concept that we're talking about here primarily. Okay. So, but okay, here's one other thing. We need that other genre to fuse with for the actual, like, dating component. It can't just be dialogue trees. It's got to be, we got to add something else that it's fusing with for another fresh gameplay spin.
Well, I mean, I already said Scribblenauts.
No, so... that's the other role. That's the person who's trying to get you seduced away. Yeah, but I mean, like,
we also bring that in order to solve dialogue issues. And they're like, oh, I really would like a red rose. And then now you're in this thing, and you're like, oh, man, I got to get a red rose. How do I do that? And you type in red rose, and it's like, nuh-uh. You got to find a way to get that red rose. It's up on top of a ledge. And you're like, oh, fuck. Type, forklift. And then it gets the rose.
Let's clarify this a little bit. I thought that the Scribblenauts part was that the other...
It's both. Like, one fucker is trying to make...
So a platform puzzle game, and you both have the Scribblenauts abilities.
Yes. So I'm trying to use my abilities to stay on the straight and narrow for my shark prince and get him the things that he likes, like red roses and mackerel and blood in the water. And meanwhile, other fucker is trying to fuck me up by throwing seductive other nouns at me. And it's like, oh, I can't date you, Miss Frizzle. That would be hot as hell, but I need to get a red rose and some blood in the water for my shark prince. And she's like, hey, I could take you on a field trip that'll teach you more about sharks. I was like, not now. Also put some clothes on. Oh my god, like, this is seriously hot as hell, but I need you to leave because I need to get some chum.
I was not expecting that to be the direction that this went in, because what I'm loving about this is this sort of goes off of the dating sim rails, but I love the concept of, like, you need to solve the puzzle, and the other player that's just trying to fuck up your shit is just trying to give you the jetpack. And it's like...
Yeah. just take the jetpack.
He just wants to break the puzzle, and it's like, no, I'm trying to do this legit. But that's just thematically similar. That's not what we want. Okay, I mean, I think this is as good as this is gonna get. We're ready to sort of, like, present this, huh?
I love that this is our idea, yes.
All right. We have rising superstar Liam on the line. Liam.
Thanks for having me, Luke.
Hey, and this is my brother Mason, by the way.
Honor to meet you, Mr. Neeson.
Pleasure to meet you. That's my name.
He has never gotten that joke before. I am confident.
Never once in my life at any convention have I ever heard that joke.
Oh, and
cool. I'm an innovator.
Don't worry.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone is my father, and I will use the Force.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've just been working on a little something. And we would love your input.
I hear.
It is a dating sim.
Okay, like a visual novel kind of thing?
It's sort of like that. I guess the format
very similar.
Would still be a a video game that actually we took a bit of a nod from Honey Pop.
Okay.
Where Honey Pop is a fusion of two genres, we sort of picked two different genres.
Okay.
And this is not by any means like a fully tight, ready to pitch product yet, but just, maybe you can, help with that. All right.
For sure.
Okay. So in your average dating sim, you have a selection of different potential people to seduce. We've sort of flipped that on its head, and you're starting the game off with an arranged marriage.
Okay. So you're already in there.
Yeah. And
well, like you're going to be married, like you don't start actually married. Right?
Yeah, sorry,
you've already received your dowry.
Yeah, you have been assigned a mate. Yes.
Yeah. And the secondary gameplay element, apart from whatever story element is there, is it's closer to Scribblenauts, of all things.
Huh, okay. So how does that play in?
Okay, so instead of it being a one-player game, where you're trying to pick the item to draw and bring into the world that is the best thing to solve the puzzle, it's more that solving the puzzle is to charm whatever mate you would potentially be aiming for, and that aim is, could go in a couple different directions. But it's two-player. And there's somebody else trying to sabotage you.
Okay, fun.
Yeah. So while you're potentially trying to get that rose for, your potential mate, the second player is the person who's just like kind of dropping a brick wall in the way.
Oh, literally.
Pretty much.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I hear you. Okay. So if it's an arranged marriage, I gotta know, is there an entertaining dowry that your character receives? Because, what's the point of an arranged marriage if you don't have, a contrived dowry that you get in the story? Because you could write...
Well, I believe we said the thing, it's going to be establishing peace between our peoples.
Oh, okay. All right, okay. Well, that makes sense then in that context. Something to really hook them.
It's funny you should say hook 'em, because there was one thing I forgot to mention. It was to Prince Sidon. From Breath of the Wild. So that was just the future husband to be.
Okay.
Right.
Yep.
So you're locked in with Sidon, basically. Am I getting that right?
Well, we figure Nintendo, they notoriously are loosey-goosey with their intellectual property.
Yeah.
So we would just be like, hey, Nintendo, it's cool if we borrow this character, right? And they would let us do that.
Yeah, well, even better, you could just finish the game and release it and ask for forgiveness rather than permission. And
I like this guy.
And you'd be fine, there was that really good Metroid remake that totally got by and Nintendo loved. It'd be no problem. Yeah, so no, I think you could totally make that work. And okay, so is it like a 2D platforming style game like Scribblenauts?
Well, I figured that is essentially when it pivots to a different style, not unlike how the match 3 date was it was a date in Honey Pop.
Right, so it went visual novel match 3, visual novel match 3 in Honey Pop. So this would be visual novel platformer kind of deal?
I think so. And then it's sort of quest start where you're trying to find the thing for your lover.
Right, yeah. And at the ends of the levels you're getting items for the lover, right? That's kind of the gist of what your objectives are?
Yeah, you're oh, I need to get a box of chocolates, so summon up Forrest Gump, kick the shit out of him, take the chocolates.
Okay.
And then, meanwhile, second player is trying to fuck you up, so they're bringing in, Lieutenant Dan.
Right. So, okay, when you get the box of chocolates, do you just, throw them in your hoard? Or do you then, deliver them to your husbando-to-be?
Oh, you definitely deliver them. Because this is you're not getting chocolates for yourself.
Because if you deliver them, that's a really good opportunity for some a sensual rubbing mini game. Get some let the player cool off with some stroke downs and just let them enjoy the romance they have to be in. That's their like.
Okay, so sort of like that one Pokemon game where like you've got the touch stylus and you're like petting the Pokemon, like cleaning them off, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Same sort of thing here. It's just like it's Prince Sidon. He's eating these chocolates that you got for him, and you're just sort of stroking him all over.
You're melting the ice cubes along his rippling fish flesh. Yeah. That's basically
cool.
it. And
I'm into it.
And you can, I assume this is on any modern device, so you can blow in the microphone and like, it's cold. If you, I don't, you know, when you use ice cubes, it gets cold. Yeah. Anyway, I'm getting too personal there, but
I guess you do hot breath with ice cubes.
Yeah, I suppose so. Fish love that.
You get a little melted butter, some lemon.
Well, I mean, fish are ideally
okay. Would a fish
ice.
like that though? Like,
yeah, no, that's the thing, is that fish like being on ice after they're dead to preserve their corpse for consumption.
Yeah, I suppose so. If someone was lathering me up in barbecue sauce, I suppose I would get suspicious. But like, I guess as long as the player eats it off afterwards, Sidon wouldn't have anything to be suspicious of. Like, it's just like a weird, Sidon doesn't strike me as the type to kink shame, so I think...
Yeah, no, he's into whatever.
I think he's kind of open to it. And, like, I played Breath of the Wild. We all played Breath of the Wild. Sidon is so, like, caring and into the people he likes. So I definitely think that he would go for whatever you're down for.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, that...
Regardless of how, Well, that's the thing, actually. We were going to establish something like... At first, because this is an arranged marriage kind of thing, and he's like, oh, you need to marry the prince to a secure peace between our peoples. At first, he's like really straight-laced. He's really locked down. He's like, yes, I will do the duty for my people, and we will do this. But then as you unlock, as you get like further in to his heart, secret freak.
Okay, yeah, so it does get deeper and more sensual as you go along.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, this is way after Breath of the Wild, then, right? Like,
I mean, I guess we're taking it to a much more modern day timeline.
Oh, okay.
So,
because if you're doing it for peace, then it makes me think that you want to like roll some of that conflict into there too, and like, I don't know, maybe you rub his fish arms the right way, and he arms his country with certain weapons.
So hang on. So his people, you'll have to forgive me, Liam. I actually haven't played Breath of the Wild just yet, and
that's okay. That's
okay. Neither has Mason. We actually just got our Switch this week, but
oh, cool. Well, I hope you enjoy it.
I highly suspect that we will. That seems to be the trend. But the opponents of his people, the people that would not want this relationship to go down,
right?
Perhaps they are represented by the second player that is trying to detract from this relationship.
Yeah, so he's playing as Bowser and he's deploying Koopas. As Luke said, I haven't played Breath of the Wild yet, but I assume they're the antagonists. He's just deploying Koopas and Goombas and such to try and fuck you up.
Yeah, and that gives the second player a much like more important role, and arguably a more like engaging role, as opposed to just putting little obstacles in your way as some sort of whatever being that would be. Like, he actually gets to be the opposing force in like a big way. And like, you could have mind.
Fuck, I want to play a video game as Bowser now. That would be so hot.
Well, I mean, that was wrapped up into was it Mario Party 10, 11, 12? What are we on now?
Yeah, it's 10, I think. There was a really shitty mode where you got one player got to play as Bowser. That game's
arguably Mario Maker. Are you not Bowser there? Because you're designing dungeons for Mario to go through. That's sort of like you're Bowser if you're playing Mario Maker. Am I right?
You also design the world, so you're more like God.
Yeah, that was what I was gonna say. You're more just a vengeful God.
All right.
I definitely think getting that, like, really like working on that 2-player interaction is where you're gonna like live and die here. Because if it's like a minor thing, then the second player might not feel like they have a lot going on. Like, they're just kind of sitting on the sidelines like half the time. But if they're like a big opposing force, then there's always something for them to pay attention to.
Well, here's one thing that I was thinking of is that the first player playing as the the main love of Sidon, and also the Scribblenauts character that can summon things. I figure that the second player has a different skill set altogether. That it's closer to like Ultimate Chicken Horse of just like laying obstacles. But then on top of that, some more complicated summons, like you were saying.
Right, I see. Yeah.
So like maybe while the visual novel parts of it are going on, they're like busy building up the level that you have to deal with when the next challenge comes.
Personally, I think it should alternate. I think like one person should build the level while the other person has a visual novel, and then you switch and you're both trying to like pull Prince Sidon away from the other person.
Okay.
And you're trying to like bring him over to your side or something.
What if this was just two different lovers? Like literally taking him by either arm and pulling him one way and the other.
Yeah, it's competitive. The competitive dating simulation.
So each is trying to seduce him, and you got like a bachelor sort of vibe.
Yeah, bachelor, bachelorette, whatever. Sidon's down for everything. Yeah.
I actually...
Well, see...
I'm kind of hung up on that for a second. Has there been a competitive dating sim game?
Not... As far as I know, not in an involved way. Like, simple concepts like, this is a fighting game and the reward is this girl at the end and she'll be like whatever with whichever character. But right. Like, I don't think there's ever, not to my knowledge, has there ever been one that's like really dating focused or like,
actually gamifying the competition part of trying to woo the person.
But it's something I've been thinking about for more than a long time.
Well, one thing that I would like to introduce, if we're going ahead and making this a competitive dating sim, and you're both like vying for the love of this one central character, there should be like a hidden option where you can just be like, Prince Sidon can go screw, I'm gonna seduce player 2.
Oh God, that's great.
And just go off the ropes. Well, because if there was a variety to seduce, right, and it was like a contest, like if you had like a world map and you were trying to contest various conquest, I don't know, fucking go out with various leaders to try to like tip the world in your scale or in your way. It would be neat if like the other player could masquerade as a world leader, and like you think you're getting into bed with a world leader, but you're not, and then the player has all that blackmail information for the actual one or something. And like you could really fuck with each other, and like you could get your friends to tell you their deepest secrets accidentally, and then you can tell people in real life your friends' deep. Wait, maybe that's too far.
Can I just say I would love to like be playing in a dating sim and like have the other person not know that it's that I'm not the computer, and they're like putting the moves on me, and they're pretty obviously like playing the game one-handed, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there the whole time, and I'm like, oh yes, big boy, tell me more about what you'd like to do to the soles of my feet.
Yeah, exactly.
Are we just gamifying catfishing though?
Yes. At a certain point, Luke, yes we are. And you know, maybe there's nothing wrong with that, Luke.
You know, I mean, if it's gonna drive up profit because it's popular in its own right.
Is Prince Sidon related to catfish?
You know, that's... I mean, closer than we are.
Yes.
So...
Okay. That is true.
So at a certain point, yeah, some ancestor of his must be a catfish. So you can work that, you can work that in. You can hire some marketing guys. They're really good at that, and they'll come up with some fucking slogan for you.
Cool.
I'm not that guy.
I'm sort of struggling with still on this is that there's too many concepts that are good here. The Scribblenauts platforming concept was good, but since we sort of broke off to talking about like larger scale kingdoms and trying to like advance your way through seducing people and stuff like that, that makes me want to make that like a giant RTS where, maybe it's not 2-player, maybe it's like 8 to 16 player,
like a 4X game, like Civilization and stuff.
Yeah, like a giant Civ game that is also / dating sim.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're controlling an entire civilization, then that sort of solves the question of, oh no, how do I handle the fact that I'm supposed to be seducing 16 people at once? That's cool. You're just playing 16 different people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, sort of along those lines. I think the platforming's fun, but I think the second player doesn't have enough agency, right? Like, because at the end of the level, they're still just playing like some schmo who's just trying to stop the thing from happening.
Unless it was multiplayer platforming, because there aren't enough competitive multiplayer platforming games, in my opinion. Like, there's Mario offshoot games, and I think Ultimate Chicken Horse is the only other one that comes to mind at the moment.
Yo, you got to play some speedrunners.
Okay, yeah, no, that's a good example. Shoot.
Yo, I could name 40, but it's okay.
There's those other like arena style ones like Towerfall and that are fun in their own right.
What's that one with the ducks?
And Duck Game is another good example of that.
Yeah, yeah. What's that one with the ducks? What's it called?
It's
Duck Game.
God damn it.
Yeah, but like, what's the name though?
It's the Duck Game. It's the Adult Swim presents the Duck Game.
We're caught in a loop. Liam, you'll never break free. So, no, but if it was, instead of trying to kill each other and be the last one standing, if it was literally clambering for a central love figure.
And she's at the top of Splash Mountain.
I like it. And then it's just sort of like a capture the flag thing, or like a Fat Princess kind of thing, where you're just trying to hold on for as long as possible. Because I know what seduces me is when two people are elbowing each other out of the way to try and touch my arm for the longest.
Yeah, but like if you do something cool on the way up Splash Mountain, the water gets more intense. Like, because you're impressed, like she's at the top and you're impressed. It's kind of, yeah.
Sploosh. Yeah.
All right. Are we any closer to a central concept here? I don't know. We've kind of just gone in a bunch more directions. Okay. Well,
no. I think it's easy enough to harmonize this into a single whole where you're playing in like a Civilization type game. You've got like a multiplayer thing where there's like 8 to 16 people. You're each in charge of a nation. You're playing as all of the eligible bachelors and bachelorettes of your country. You swap between them, and they have different stats. And each one, you have to run in and like platform and try and grab up the attention as much as possible of the eligible bachelorettes and bachelors of other countries. Hopefully you'll get the CPU countries, but you can't tell which ones are CPU and which ones are players. And if you're seducing or trying to seduce a player, they're just gonna like say no and waste your time.
Yeah, unless it's a relationship that benefits both of you, in which case they might consent, right?
Yes.
Then there's actually a benefit there.
This is
I like it.
This just reminds me of like the table dealings of some board games where
Yeah, exactly.
Where it's like, is that in the rules? Well, if it's amicable, then yeah. All right, so
I think that more games should have that as an option. Just like I'm in the middle of playing Monopoly, and I'm like, you know what? I agree to give you $5,000.
Yeah,
that just sounds like there's a threat involved. Where it's like. You could give me $5,000 and I won't punch you in the face. Those are the kind of games I like. That's after you've been drinking a little while. But, but no.
Well, honestly, that's the best and possibly the only truly entertaining way to play Monopoly. Because, God, I hate
that's
Monopoly.
Not true. Monopoly.
I hate Monopoly.
Okay, so now here's one thing that I'm a little bit concerned of with our overall concept here is that are we still talking about a dating sim? Or are we now like so far off the map that we're talking about like a Civ game with a romance component?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you have to dial back the amount of depth that the other half of the game has, or else like one will totally preclude the other, and it's like not really dating game first anymore.
Yeah, and with we're cutting out the visual novel part of it, which means we're cutting out the emotional depth. And like any time where like the prize can be replaced with a gold trophy without affecting gameplay, I think you've gotten away from the idea of romance.
Okay, hold on. I think I'm onto something here. So, if you're going to attempt to seduce a computer player, it's well-written dialogue moments of visual novel moments of you're trying to pick the right things, trying to remember the right things that they like and whatever, and there's a story component to it.
Mm-hmm.
However, you could potentially write your own romance story for others to pick up if they were trying to seduce you, and it's like a balderdash situation where you're trying to like bluff a good story.
You're trying to see
options.
through it.
But the problem is that you're inevitably going to have a couple of people that actually take that seriously and want to try and employ the same writing style and have it be exactly like that. And then you're going to have the people who are trying to be total whores and are just writing in YOLO 420 and just obviously this is a human.
Well, no. You just need to have characters in the game who speak like that too.
Okay, when you said total whores, that's not where I expected you to go. I thought you were like, hello, look at my breasts.
Right. Well,
I thought you were going to say local moms in your area, but all right.
Well, just the person who wants to hook up with everybody is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right.
If you have computer characters speak in like grammatically incorrect ways with like poor spelling and stuff, not all of them, of course, but you can throw people off the scent a lot by like obfuscating that heavily, you know?
Oh man, this game has taken some crazy twists and turns. But I really like where we are now because like I kind of want to play that.
It's not too late.
I'm not gonna lie, I would play that too.
It's not too late, Luke. You're what, 23? You still got many years. You can make that happen.
You think I'm 23? That's so sweet.
I'm curious, Liam. How old do you think I am?
Okay, I've never actually met Mason. For anyone who's wondering, I don't believe. So I'm gonna go ahead and guess. I don't know, 28.
I'm like 58.
Oh shit! Damn, actually.
No, he's not.
Okay, I was gonna say
he is somewhere in between those two numbers, though.
Yes,
and that's a mystery for our audience.
Yep, absolutely.
Liam, I think this is probably as solidified as this is gonna get. Does it need a title? Let's give it a title. What game is this?
God, fuck. Hang on, my marketing department's not here.
Love conquers all.
Oh god, that's so fucking hackneyed. You know what? It'll sell. I'm not gonna say it won't sell. Yeah, it's good enough.
Love
Slap it on the box. They'll drink it up.
Yeah, I think so. All right, Liam. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
No, it's no problem, dude. Thank you for having me on.
How can people get a hold of your content if they want to check more of your stuff?
Well, I stream and archive my stuff at Rising Superstream on Twitch and YouTube, and I'm also on Twitter at RSSLiam. So that's me. That's what I do.
Liam, there's one more thing.
Oh, shit.
We need to determine what we're going to be talking about next week. We're going to design something wholly new.
Okay.
We would love to know what you think we should design.
Okay. Fuck, we just did like a big grand thing, but I just want to jump back on the big grand bandwagon. Fucking religion. Oh, wait, no, weird religion. Like snake worshippers and stuff. Cults. Cults.
What? What cult?
Yeah, you're doing
like
cults.
We're doing a cult?
But cults.
We can do cult.
Cults that like practice really positive things and don't want to be known about. Like they go around in the world doing nice shit, and they're not those weird, harmful cults. I don't know. You're gonna have to really reach for that.
I think we'll do like the best cult. It's gonna be so positive. It's gonna do the best stuff in the world. Absolutely.
They do the best stuff, but like they're still kind of shady.
Well, yeah, that's what makes it a cult and not just a small religion. Yeah.
Right, that's true. Yeah, you know what? That's true. That's the line. Like, how weird are they? Oh, if you're on one side of the line, you're a religion. If you're on the other side of the line, you're a cult. I guess so.
We'll take care of the details of that next week. Liam, again, thank you very much for joining us.
No, thanks again, dude. Have a good one.
So big thanks to Liam for giving us his expertise and also for suggesting the next thing we're going to make, which is cult, alternative religion, if you will.
Mm-hmm. He certainly is a rising superstar.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll take care of that next week. In the meantime, while you're waiting, if you wouldn't be inconvenienced, I phrased that wrong. If you wouldn't be inconvenienced, check out iTunes. We're there.
Yes.
That's where one of the places that we are.
All you iTuners, go ahead and listen to us and like us and rate us and review us and tell Steve Jobs' ghost just how great we are.
Also, if you liked the sound of this dating sim and wanted to mention your 2 cents on how you felt it went, you can tweet at us at higaishow.com. That is the website that
That is absolutely not how that works, no.
I also promoted it in one go, just portmanteaued it together.
You go to twitter.com and then you find HIGAI show, which is the account on twitter.com, and then you send us a tweet of 140 characters or less.
Mm-hmm. And if you provide us with a tweet or a fan art or what have you, we will provide you with a frosted ham.
Delicious frosted ham.
You're welcome. So, let's end it here. Until next time, folks. Imagination is the way that you
suck Grimace's dick.
Cave.
Suck Grimace's dick. Suck Grimace's dick.
On the road of life, you learn how to invent.
Not the outro.
Good night, folks.
Good night.
Yep.
Like that?
Yep. Oh no, brother, are we out of time?
I think we are, brother.
To win the contest for free Bluetooth headphones?
No one can win the contest.
I don't think there's any way it can still happen anymore.
Well, not unless people entered by midnight tonight, this day, when this podcast goes up.
Oh, wow, are you serious?
Wait, hang on, is it like midnight EST, or like what's this?
It'll be EST.
EST.
I'm gonna throw the lever. Yes, you have until
time zone.
Med time. That's not a time. Midnight.
Yes. All you gotta do, my friends, listening to the voice that you're hearing right now from me, is you have to go to HIGAISHOW.com/C.
Contest is the last word.
I was gonna spell it so people wouldn't misspell contest.
They can spell contest.
Can they?
I think filling out the form requires a level of comprehension above that of spelling the word contest.
C as in cat, O as in octopus, N as in November.
No, hold up. You got 4 letters left. I want you to use that as an acronym for why Bluetooth headphones are so great.
T as in tough. E as in echo proof. S as in sleek. And then another T as in tapered.
You didn't happen to like do a Google image search on the Oki
Not even
black?
a little
No?
bit. I'm assuming it's 2 tin cans and a piece of string.
How about T for truly the best Bluetooth sound I've ever heard? E for ears covered by pillowy soft headphone ergonomic feel. S for sound quality like you wouldn't believe, and T for time to go fill out the contest.
It is time. You have no, don't wait around. Just go right now to
go
the
now.
URL that we
go now.
Go now.
Go now.
Go to the thing.
Today is the day. Tonight is the night.
Obtain and consume.
And we will announce on our social media who is going to win, and we will be in touch, and we will mail it to you.
We'll Facebook it. We'll LO it.
No, not that one.
GitHub.
I think we're good with the promotion now. I think it's done.
We're done? Okay.